And we're back.
And we are going to be back here today for the 8th episode of the pod.
9th?
It can't be. You want me to check?
Let's check. Why don't we check? Yeah. So while we're doing this, it's
If
just,
it's 9, I'd be dumbfounded.
I mean, it's just been such a great, very flamboyant time to be alive.
Oh, it is 9.
It is 9. Yeah, we are.
Oh, how do you know that?
I'm just familiar with the podcast. I'm just paying attention. Yeah,
You're paying attention.
So we got a lot of stuff planned for today. A lot of interesting stuff planned for today.
It's going to be pretty action-packed.
And it's been a while since we've videoed or we've filmed one of these pods, right? It's been a little bit. It's been over a week.
They think the word's going to be recorded.
I mean, it's gonna be one of those 8 words, one of the words in the English language. Most likely gonna be in the Urban Dictionary or in Webster's Dictionary.
Merriam or just Webster?
Merriam-Webster. Yeah, Merriam-Webster is just very influential player to the league that we're in.
Now, the difference between Merriam and Webster, though, Merriam's going to focus more on, he's more of a technical guy, so he's going to get all the spellings, the pronunciation, the syllables, make sure to have everything in alphabetical order.
Oh, yeah. And Webster?
And Webster, on the other hand, he's more of a fluency guy. He optimizes more for efficiency purposes.
Like the adjectives, verbs,
for sure.
Nouns, kind of like the phonetic spelling type of
And
person.
individually, honestly, I don't think if they were on their own teams, they're
No, they go hand in glove with each other.
But on the same team, they mesh together quite well.
Oh, great! I mean, they're best friends. I mean, you can't have one without the other, and you can't have the other without one. It's just like one of those dynamic duos. And kind of speaking about this whole dynamic duo thing, we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna do a draft of the dynamic duos.
Okay.
So.
We'll do it.
Why don't we just get into? I mean, we'll do a little rock paper scissors shoot action for that.
We're gonna be shooting.
We'll be shooting.
Or can we just throw
a
grenade
grenades
instead?
in the stands too, kind of like how John Morant has been. But
Yeah.
So we're gonna do rock paper scissors for that sort of draft. So let's. I mean, winner gets the first pick.
Winner gets to choose.
Rock paper scissors shoot. So now, would you like the first pick or the second and third pick?
I'll take 2 and 3.
Oh, you want 2 and 3? You want 2 and 3? So you're just gonna give me 1? You're gonna put 1 right in my lap?
You know what? Yes, I was. However, now that you said that, I know who you want to take. So I'm gonna take 1, and I'll let you deal with 2 and 3.
So who are you gonna take at 1?
SpongeBob and Patrick.
I didn't even have them on my board. Bro.
What?
They were not. Do you know who's in this league? Are you
salt and pepper, ketchup and mustard?
Don't get me wrong. SpongeBob and Patrick are an electric duo. But with my first pick, they cannot compete with salt and pepper.
Yeah, I knew you were kind of thinking
They
of that.
cannot compete with salt and pepper.
Okay.
They cannot. So I just got gifted salt and pepper, who I was going to take with my 1 regardless.
Oh, that's fine.
And now with my second pick, I'm going to take milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies?
Milk and cookies.
Yeah, no, milk and cookies, that's a shocking pick. With the third overall pick of the draft, you're taking milk and cookies?
I'm going to take milk and cookies.
So, with me at 4, am I taking 5 or just going to go 1?
No, we're just going to go 1 from here.
You're just dropping oil and vinegar into my lap at 4.
Damn it! I thought that you would
You're just dropping them into my lap.
I thought you wouldn't be able to pick them.
Why wouldn't I pick them?
I thought that you had grades on other players that were higher. I wanted to get a guy like Milk. I wanted to get that sort of sweet side out of the way. But that's good.
I mean, that's a boneheaded. So you didn't take him at 3?
No. Just a sort of side question. So let's say you're at a table, 4 people, 8 slices of bread, and there is a bottle of oil and a bottle of vinegar. What's your ratio of oil to vinegar, and how many slices of bread are you eating out of these 8 with a table of 4?
So if they bring a basket of 8, we're at a table of 4.
Yes.
Someone's not gonna have 2, so you'll end up with 3.
You'll end up with 3 slices. Yeah. Okay.
And then of those 3 slices, I feel like the golden standard.
Yeah.
I think it's 1-2.
1-2.
I think 1-2.
One part vinegar to 2 parts oil.
Yes, I think that's the golden ratio, but I like it a little more vinegary.
Yes.
So I'd go like a 1 to 1.8, 1.85.
1.85.
That's my preferred ratio.
Me personally, I'm more of like 1.75 oil to 1 part vinegar.
So you like it a little more acidic?
Yeah, I like it a little bit more acidic. But I mean, look, great players. They play in that restaurant league so well, and they're just like. I think oil does have like sort of like an Oedipus complex about vinegar. Kind of just like he thinks that he can go it alone, do his thing, sort of.
And what was that vocab word you used?
Oedipus complex.
You think we can get Merriam or Webster to define that?
I don't think Merriam or Webster can define that, but I can define that.
You want to define that?
Yeah, so he just kind of sort of had this thing that he just feels that like he can go it alone without vinegar, and oil can like sort of play his own game and be in his own league. But I think oil's just a little bit too bland to play by himself. He kind of has to be sort of like a little spiced up by vinegar, so he can go. And I think vinegar has always known that he's not a main event. He's more of like a complementary player because he needs oil to sort of take the edge off of his gameplay, so they work well in harmony. You picking me down?
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but don't get me wrong. Oil's a fantastic player. Now, while on his own team, he may not win the championship. He may not be that best player. Not gonna be the MVP.
He'll make the playoffs though.
He'll definitely be an all-star. I think he'd be a perennial all-star on his own team.
Now, I think that vinegar is elevated a lot more by oil than oil is by vinegar.
You think so?
Yes.
So you think we're kind of in like a Stephen Curry, Draymond Green type of?
Yeah, I do think that we're in that sort of like ballpark. Yeah. So now with my third pick, there's a lot of ways I could go with this, I think. So, I'm going to take, with my third pick, peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly?
A duo as old as time.
Yeah, that's a pretty dynamic duo.
I mean, this is a duo where you are not having one in a sandwich without the other.
Correct.
You're not doing it. No one's doing it. No. It's not possible. I mean, we're always looking at peanut butter and jelly as a package deal. We're never just looking at jelly. We're never just looking at peanut butter. Now, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you more of a creamy or crunchy type of guy?
Creamy.
Creamy?
Creamy.
You don't like the crunch?
I like the crunch, but you said which one more. Now it's a personal preference.
No, and
there's no right or wrong.
And I'm on board with you. Listen, okay, I'm on board with you. I'm also a creamy guy over a crunchy guy. I just don't like how the crunches kind of mess up with the complexity and like the molecular gastronomy.
So you're not a big fan of Rocky Road?
No, not a big fan.
You don't like the nuts.
I don't like the big chunks of nuts. No, not a big nut fan.
So, but the thing with your roster.
What's the thing with my roster?
So far, you want me to tell me the thing with your roster?
Please do. I'm very intrigued to hear it.
The thing with your roster.
Yeah.
You've been thinking too materialistic.
Too materialistic.
You've been taking items, things. You're not really thinking at the greater good. You're not thinking about geography.
The greater good. The greater good. Okay.
Greater good. So with my selection here, I'm thinking more worldwide. I'm gonna be taking mountain and valley. The valley between the mountains.
The mountain and the valley?
Yeah.
That's a great pick, and I mean, Mountain Valley is the sponsor of our channel. If you guys would like 0% off plus a $5 surcharge, use code 156 at checkout, please. Just had to let that in really quickly. I think that's an incredible pick. Are they going to be playing in that green league?
They do play in that green league.
Oh, they do.
Depends on the fires in the surrounding area. Sometimes they're a little burnt.
But so it's sort of in that like formerly known Palisades area, Sounds great, yeah. And I mean, a few years back in like proper day Malibu, there was sort of a fire there that caused a lot of ruckus.
Caused some havoc in
the
surrounding community.
And I mean, there was absolute chaos there. Yeah. So I mean, now I'm looking at my next pick, right?
Yeah, looking at your next pick.
I'm looking at my fourth pick. So, I mean, kind of looking at this from a more optical point of view rather than a subjective, sort of like, in that, like, more just, like, understood globally, I'm going to take North and South America.
North and South America?
I'm going to take North and South America.
Okay.
2 continents for the price of 1. to.
That's fine.
I'm gonna take North and South America.
But I have the perfect combination.
But I'm gonna take North and South America.
You take them. You want to hear my next pick?
I'm gonna hear your next pick right now.
North and South. You're done. You're done for. I have North and South. I have North and South poles.
I could take East and West with my next pick, but I don't want to do that. Now, with my final pick, I'm gonna take two guys who just know how to win. You know, just two guys who are just winners, you know?
Winner.
So, with my final pick in the Dynamic Duos draft, I am going to take Michael Jordan
and Scottie
and
Pippen,
Scottie
blah,
Pippen.
blah, blah, blah.
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
That's okay.
Incredible.
They wouldn't even crack my top 100.
Incredible. I think getting Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in my last round is just disrespectful to them. I mean, we have the GOAT and another top 30 player.
Okay.
And just, you know, 2 3-peats.
You want to talk about winning?
2 3-peats, 6 championships, never lost in the finals.
Never lost in the finals.
Incredible.
What's Michael Jordan's record without Scottie Pippen in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, we're in a dynamic duo draft, so this is not important.
Well, I'm just asking, what's his record in the
1-9.
And what was that one? Was it a win?
Yeah.
How about the other 9?
Losses.
So he lost 9 times.
So what's your point? What does this have to do with the dynamic duo draft?
Michael Jordan's not the GOAT.
What does this have to do with the dynamic
Well,
duo
you said we
draft?
have a top 30 player, which I'm not going to argue.
Yes.
And you said we have the GOAT.
Yeah, the GOAT.
And I'm explaining to you that he's not the GOAT. That was like a mischoice.
Oh, no,
of
he's the
words.
GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. The GOAT.
He's not.
No. Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
I'm not gonna kind of turn this into the GOAT debate here, but there's another unnamed player, a kid from Akron. You heard of him?
Never heard of him.
Never met the guy?
No. Kid, first name Kid, middle name from last name Akron.
Something like that.
Never heard of him.
Nickname King James.
Oh.
Nickname the Chosen One.
Are we talking about Raymond?
Yeah.
We're talking about Raymond.
Ramon.
The second greatest player of all time.
He was the most hyped up.
2011.
He was the most hyped up
4 and 6
person of all time.
4 and 6.
He exceeded those expectations.
Swept in 3 decades.
Dude, how do you have the nickname the Chosen One and you still exceed expectations?
Bailed out by Ray Allen? Like,
are you kidding me?
Kyrie Irving hit the shot?
Okay, without LeBron, that Kyrie Irving shot would not have happened. They would not have made the playoffs.
Without Kyrie,
they would not have made the playoffs.
Without Kyrie Irving, who's making that shot?
Without Scottie Pippen, the Bulls are making the playoffs.
That's not true.
They're losing in the first round, 1-9.
That's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
That's not true.
1-9.
That's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
LeBron has played with many more top 75 teammates and all-star teammates than Michael Jordan. Therefore, LeBron had more help.
No, but you're saying dynamic duo, blah blah. He's top 30.
So dynamic duo draft. I took.
Okay,
Michael
so what
Jordan
if I take LeBron and Kyrie? Then what?
Well, I just have the better duo. So are you gonna take LeBron and Kyrie with your last pick?
Oh, we're still doing the draft.
Well, yeah, you have one more pick.
Let me see. Are you sure? I'm just prepared for this.
Well, this is your last pick, so.
Okay.
Silence follows. I mean, there's a lot of ways you
I'll just take ketchup and mustard.
Ketchup and mustard?
Yeah.
Not Kobe and Shaq?
No.
No?
I'm not going to take
No?
Kobe and Shaq.
Okay.
Ketchup and mustard are way more dynamic. When the last time you walk into a restaurant and then they say, would you like some Kobe and Shaq with your burger?
And when was the last time that you put both ketchup and mustard on your burger?
On my burger? It's been a while, but my hot dog.
Oh, you do a line of ketchup and a line of mustard?
So I do the line of ketchup horizontally.
Oh.
And I do the mustard vertically.
So let's say we got a hot dog like this.
Yeah.
You put the ketchup like this?
No, I put the ketchup this way.
Well, that's vertically.
No, but the hot dog is this way.
Oh, so the hot dog is this way.
It's
So you go horizontally this way, and then you go vertically with the ketchup this way.
No.
Or with the mustard this
Yes.
way, and then
There,
with the onions and peppers, you just go a little like.
So I don't do the peppers. I like relish.
Oh, relish.
So you put the relish.
Do relish.
Yeah, but the relish you do it like in a squiggly line.
Oh, you do it in a squiggly line.
Yeah.
I'm more of a straight line type of guy, but I respect your opinion. Are you familiar with the Seattle dog?
What I'm familiar with is the GOAT, LeBron James.
The second greatest player of all time.
Dude, we're not gonna do this right now.
I mean, we don't have to do this. I mean,
you're wrong.
You chose to do this. I mean, I think you're wrong.
But your opinion is not worth more than facts.
And your opinion is not worth more than facts.
Which player has 50K points?
Which player is 6-0 in the finals?
Which player was suspended from the league for gambling? They had to cover it up.
And what did he do? What did he do afterwards?
Be a below average baseball player.
What did he do right after those 2 years? What did he do?
But you're gonna skip over the 2 years in which he was a minor league
so
baseball
what does
player.
that have to do? What does that have to do with the NBA? What did he do after he came? When he came back to the NBA, what did he do? What did he do? You tell me.
I think he was playing with. Oh! By the way, in those 2 years, the year before he got suspended, Bulls won 59 games, whatever. The year after he got suspended, Bulls won 51 games. Scottie Pippen third in MVP.
And did the team win the championship? No.
No, they didn't.
No. Okay.
No,
So we're both
Hakeem won both years.
So we're both in agreement there.
Yeah.
And when Jordan came back to the NBA, he three-peated again after not playing basketball for 2 years.
Okay.
Do you understand how hard it is to three-peat?
No.
The last time any sports team in all major sports three-peated was when the Lakers three-peated in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then.
How about the UConn women? They've won 76 March Madness in a row.
No, they haven't. They didn't win last year.
Did they not?
No.
Don't they win every year?
No, they won this year. They didn't win last year.
Did they win the year before?
No, they didn't.
Really?
No.
How about the year before that?
I'm not sure.
Let me check.
I'm very sure that this year it was UConn. Last year it was South Carolina, and the year before that it was LSU.
How do you even know that?
Fact check me if I'm incorrect, but I believe I'm correct.
I don't care.
I believe I'm correct.
That's crazy.
Am I correct?
I didn't check.
I'm just.
I don't really keep tabs on.
And I mean, I'm usually sitting down Wednesday afternoon watching some some Nick at Night, but I'm not really paying attention to the WNBA or women's college basketball either.
So what you're trying to say is that you're more of like a gaslighting misogynist.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know it's not a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know why my PR team told me to say that. I was just listening to them, but we're gonna have to bleep that out, and I think that we're gonna have to fire.
It's not gonna be bleeped out.
We're gonna have to fire my PR team for saying such rude comments and such ridiculous comments. So, segmenting to another topic. I mean, how about Big Mike's performance as of late? He's been performing better. He's been improving.
Because what had happened was ever since he got locked out of the arena, he showed up to the arena, tried to get in. Guess his code didn't work.
Oh, his code didn't work, but he was seen. I mean, so the Lakers did clinch that 3 seed, so he was seen taking shots for next season, getting shots up for next season.
Yeah.
And when we did see him getting those shots up, we kind of just fixed his code, made him re-enter the locker room, and he's just been a great guy now.
See, the thing is, though, what I commend him for, a lot of players kind of would take it personally and would kind of have a vendetta against the organization, but I feel like ever since we did have that talk with him, he's kind of stepped back into his role, been more of a team player.
Oh,
he didn't really take it too personally. He understands the business.
I mean, he's always been a 3-and-D guy, I mean, but now he is giving up some of these open shots to give others better opportunities, and we just really appreciate that coming from a guy like Big Mike, who has been not a very sub-passer. They did call him at one point Big Never Swing the Rock Mike. Yeah. And I just think that it's beautiful that he's transitioned out of that sort of phase of his career. And
he's a willing passer.
Now he's a great above-average passer, I'd say. Above average. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, I'd say it's above average.
So as long as we're seeing eye to eye rather than butting heads, I'm glad that we can move forward optically. Everything good? I mean, while we are on this topic for the NBA, NBA season is wrapping up. At the time of recording this video, I believe there's 2 games left for most teams. Is that correct?
I mean,
1 to 2 games.
Some teams have won.
One
some
to 2
have.
games.
I believe a team may have 3.
So in the range of 1 to 3 games. But I mean, with the NBA season coming to an end, I think we're gonna both give out our awards for the NBA season. So now, why don't we start lower and we'll end with MVP? Why don't we do that? That sounds like a plan.
Start lower.
Yeah.
So do you want to do
the six man of the year?
Six man's very high award.
So should we start with
what's it called? Teammate of the year.
Teammate of the year.
Yeah. I think that's a new one they give out.
Teammate of the year.
I swear it's real.
And who do you have winning Teammate of the year?
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams?
Yeah.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Amazing guy.
Amazing.
So, many people call him Aquaman.
Many people call him Aquaman.
Many people. There's a lot of people. There's a
lot
lot of people who call him Aquaman, you know. So I'm going to give my teammate of the year to Ja Morant. Or, my bad, correction. Not Ja Morant. Ja Morant's grenade that he throws into the stands. I'm going to give him to the teammate of the year. Because whenever
Demetrius? Demetrius Jamal Morant?
Yeah. So every time that Ja Morant scores a shot, his friend Demetrius is there to be thrown into the stands, you know? And I just think that's incredible teammate work by the two.
Yeah, because, I mean, especially with the league banning firearms, he was kind of forced to switch into heavy artillery instead.
Yeah. So he did just do exactly the opposite of what he was supposed to do. And I mean, kids, if you guys are watching this, that is a perfect example of how to not celebrate scoring a bucket. So watch Ja Morant, please. We're advocating that you watch Ja Morant throw a grenade into the stands and just think, I should do that, but the exact opposite. You agree with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he's a pretty violent guy.
Very violent.
You know, he's pulled out the rifles, the handguns, the grenades, you know. Hopefully not anything serious.
And hopefully, I mean, he did grow up in a very nice neighborhood, very good neighborhood.
Suburban neighborhood in South Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know why all this buffoonery has come around now. But what's our next award? Clutch Player of the Year?
Yeah.
So, with my Clutch Player of the Year, I am probably going to give it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
No, we're doing clutch player, not free throw.
Oh, Clutch Player of the Year. Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think has really earned his spot here.
Do you care to elaborate?
I mean, he's hit clutch shot after clutch shot. I've seen many times that as Shai has ended the game, whether on free throws or in the game itself. I mean, he's been very clutch.
I mean, the Thunder are playing right now. Let me just open up Relap here.
Why don't we open that up?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, no. So it's 2 free throws coming for Gilgeous-Alexander.
I see. Now, who would you give Clutch Player of the Year to?
So for my Clutch Player of the Year, I'd have to go with Nico Collins.
Nico Collins?
I'd have to.
Nico Collins?
Yeah.
NFL wide receiver?
No, the other one.
Nico Collins?
The Mavericks GM.
Oh, Nico Harrison?
Dude, it's the same shit.
Nico Harrison?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to give my MVP to him, but...
I mean, he was clutch by giving the Lakers generational talent.
Oh, yeah, for
what's the difference? I always say Collins. Is that not
for a bagger. It's Nico Harrison.
Who's Nico Collins? Oh, he's the guy in Texans?
Texans wide receiver, yeah. Great player. Number 12 on the Texans. Great player. Amazing player. Top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Is he really?
Yes. Very great.
Serious?
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about him this year.
Very great player. Yeah, he was injured for a good some of the season, but he's
better than Diggs?
He's 100% excellent player. Now, so we're gonna move on to
Nico Collins,
we're gonna move on to the 6th man of the year. So 6th man of the year, I think we can both agree.
Peyton
Pritchard, yeah. I mean, just been electric, averaging the most points off the bench this season. I mean, he's also just a buzzer beater merchant, just pulling up from half court, splashing it. Great player.
Amazing.
Player.
I think he'd be a starter on 29 of the other 30 teams.
Oh yeah, 100%. It just does happen to be that he's on.
Just the Celtics are so guard heavy.
Such a great roster of a team that he's not able to get that starting spot. Now, we'll go to
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, I have Stephon Castle.
Stephon. Yeah, I was gonna give my award to him too, but just because you did say that, just to have an alternate perspective, I think Zachary Risochet should come in close second.
I mean, post All-Star break, he's been incredible.
He's been the best rookie by far.
Recently, he did have a game that he had 35 points on 75% shooting.
Yeah.
Zachary Risa-Shea. I mean, we haven't seen a first overall pick since Paolo Banchero that's been playing this well and is just not getting talked about. You know, I think it may be something with some of these players who have foreign sounding names that they just don't give them the respect that they deserve.
It's not even that. The media is more fixated on Bronny James than even Stephon Castle. Who was even the number 1 overall pick this year?
Zachary Risa-Shea.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Reed Shepherd went number 3. He's
buns. I mean, he's not playing some great basketball. He is on a very young, talented roster, but he's not playing that well.
Number 4, Castle, Alexander Sarr.
Alexander Starr at that number 2 pick. Great player.
He's good for the Wizards. I thought he was going to go number 1, actually. Pre-draft, I thought...
I did also think
I thought he was the best player in the draft at that point.
That's what my scouting guy said, too. But... I mean, as long as we see eye to eye that Stephon Castle, I know that you wanted to bring another perspective to this.
Bring another, because Risa-Shea is a close second.
Yeah, and I would just like to give Zach Edey some flowers.
He's a rookie too?
Yeah.
Yves Missy on the Pelicans.
Some flowers. And I would also like to give, I know he's not a rookie, but I would like to give Bilal Coulibaly some flowers.
What do you want to give him flowers?
Bilal Coulibaly has been a great player.
Wait, how do you pronounce the name?
Bilal Coulibaly.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Isn't he French?
Bilal Coulibaly.
Isn't he French?
That's how you pronounce his name?
No, not in French.
How do you pronounce it in French?
I don't know, I'm not French, but it's definitely not that.
Bilal Coulibaly.
No, or say it the original way.
Bilal Coulibaly.
That's like African.
Bilal Coulibaly dunked on Giannis this season.
Yeah, that sounds pretty Nigerian. I don't know.
Bilal Coulibaly.
But no, he's on the Wizards. He's playing
great
really
player. I'm very happy.
He may be the best player in that Wizards.
Very, very happy from what I've seen from Bilal Coulibaly. So now, we got most improved player.
MIP.
I'm between 2 guys here, honestly. 2 guys.
Cade and Norman Powell.
No.
Either of those 2.
Neither of those 2.
Jalen Williams?
I'm between Jalen Williams and Austin Reeves. So I think Jalen Williams is going to win the award. I believe that since the Thunder are that 1 seed, and he's been a very big role in getting that 1 seed, Thunder do have the best record in the league, that he will win the award based off of how the NBA does do their things. And Jalen Williams was an all-star this year. You know, he's been a great player. I do believe that also Austin Reeves took that step up from being a solid 3rd option to being a 2nd option on most teams in the NBA.
Yeah. But I don't like how the NBA does a lot of these awards, particularly the most improved. You can't just give it to a lottery pick who's expected to get better and has a huge increase from their 3rd to 4th years. Didn't John Morant win most improved?
Oh, no, I agree with you 100%.
Wait, John Morant win
John Morant did win most improved.
That's
BS. When Desmond Bain deserved to win it, his teammate.
Yeah, I think it should go to Norman Powell. He's in year 11? Year 10?
Norman's a great player.
And he went all of a sudden from averaging 13, 14 a game in the past 5 years.
21, 22?
He's at 22. He's at 25 before Kawhi came back.
Incredible. I mean, Norman Powell's a great player. I just think that since the Clippers are more of a quiet team and Norman Powell is...
The Clippers are going to finish with about 50 wins.
I also think that since Norman Powell is a more, not really a household name as much as Jalen Williams is, he won't be winning the award. I do agree with you that Norman Powell had an amazing jump and that his jump was something that should be talked about. I just believe that Jalen Williams jumped from great role player to star.
But was he not a lottery pick?
Jalen Williams? I'm actually not sure.
He was definitely a first rounder, and it doesn't matter if he's a lottery pick or not. He's a young player.
He is expected to improve.
This is his 3rd year. I'm pretty positive it's his 3rd year.
3rd or 4th year,
It's his 3rd year. You can't just give most improved. I think most improved should be for veterans. Or at least 5-6 years in the league. You can't give it to a player who's expected to get better.
I agree with you.
Cade is I think he's 3rd in the projections. You can't give it to a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, Cade Cunningham has been a 1st overall pick, and I mean, he has been improving. I think this is his 2nd year as being an all-star as well. Cade Cunningham's special, man. He's carrying that Pistons team to that 6th seed when no one thought they had business being there. Now,
okay.
Who did you think was going to win the award?
I said Norm Powell.
Norman Powell?
Norm Powell.
Okay, I'm glad we can see eye to eye here, and sort of in a way that we both agree that Norman Powell was improving a lot this year. Now, for Coach of the Year, I think it's Kenny Atkinson.
Of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers. You just gotta say it like Ernie Johnson every time you see Cleveland Cavaliers.
Kenny Atkinson's a great coach.
Great coach.
He coached
the Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets in, I think, 2018 through 2020.
Yes.
That team led by D'Angelo Russell and
Spencer and they were great when they did make the playoffs one year.
They made the playoffs.
They won game 1. Jared Dudley was seen going like this after he made a 3 before Ben Simmons went like this when he airballed a 3. Jared Dudley did also get Ben Simmons suspended for a game, if I'm correct. Is that correct?
Yeah. So D'Angelo Russell dropped 26 points in game 1, and then I don't think he scored more than 12 the rest of the series.
I think they
don't talk about that.
He was getting shots up, but
he got shots up after game 5.
Oh yeah, after game 5, yeah, and then they did get gentlemen swept. That's
just how it goes.
I do have a question that I have a bone to pick. How gentlemanlike is it for a gentleman sweep to happen?
I mean, decently gentleman.
I don't think it's gentlemanlike.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think it's gentlemanlike for a gentleman sweep. I think that a gentleman wouldn't even give another team the false hope of winning the game. They would just sweep them and just say, like, you know what? We appreciate you for showing up. We appreciate you for giving us a team to play against. We were the better team. I am so sorry.
I can see that perspective, but for a gentleman's sweep, you'd ideally, you'd want to be a gentleman. You'd want to be like, hey, we're the better team. It's clear. However, we're going to give you a game. You guys can feel good about yourselves. You guys can say, we came close. We weren't quite there. When in reality, of course, it's pretty far difference, I suppose, the two teams. But do you see where I'm coming from?
I do see where you're coming from. You're kind of coming from that sort of eastbound side. I'm coming from more of a westbound side.
Yeah.
But I think that both of our perspective makes sense. And I think that the reason why we do call it a gentleman's sweep is because they think that it's gentlemanlike to provide the other team with a win. I just think that it's a little disrespectful to give teams that sense of false hope. But moving forward, we have our final award at MVP.
It's Nikola Jokic, man. We don't even know.
Nikola Jokic?
Obviously.
Nikola Jokic.
He's averaging 29.8, 13, and 10.4, bro.
Now, if you're asking me, I think there's two different questions that we should be asking about MVP.
Okay, who's the best player? Jokic. Who's the most valuable player? Jokic.
No. That's not.
Who's the best free throw merchant?
That's
maybe it's not Jokic.
These are not the questions that I'm asking.
What are the questions?
Who I think is the MVP?
Who do you think is the MVP?
Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
Nikola Jokic is an incredible player. I mean, third player in NBA history to be averaging a triple-double. His numbers have only gotten better from his MVP seasons, and he is leading.
He should have won last year too. They gave Embiid a award.
Joel Embiid's award last year was just because of Kendrick Perkins' false narratives that the MVP award is racist. But
I swear that's a sympathy award.
It was.
Embiid deserved to win it. I don't know if it was this one, but over the past 4 years,
Embiid did deserve one. But I don't know if it was this one. Now, who do I think is going to win the award?
Still Nikola Jokic.
I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win.
There's going to be an outrage. If Shai wins this DEI MVP, there's going to be an outrage.
I believe that the reason why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win the award is because, I mean, he's prolific scorer, amazing scorer, one of the best scorers in the NBA, great defender as well. And I think that the reason why he's going to win this award is because he's leading his team to the number 1 seed, plus 65 plus wins. It's a feat that is incredible, and I just think that because of those reasons, voters are going to give him the edge over Embiid. However, if I was given a vote on a ballot, I would vote Nikola Jokic.
But MVP, they've changed the meaning. It stands for
meaning,
most valuable player.
The meaning,
not the best player on the best team.
And I'm in agreement with you. Most valuable player. If we've been looking at most valuable player, then Nikola Jokic would have been Nikola Jokic or Giannis these past 7 years, I believe.
I don't know about 7. That's 2018, But at least these past 4 years, Jokic, if you take Jokic out that Nuggets team, lottery team.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking 12 seed. They're the 14
and we're not
seed.
and we're not even talking about lottery team. Just like we're just making a thing, making a like a prediction. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen this stat. When Nikola Jokic is on the floor for the Nuggets,
don't they have the sixth best offensive rating?
I'm pretty sure it's the 4th best offensive rating in NBA history. And when Nikola Jokic is off the floor, it's the worst
by far
offensive rating by far.
Which is like ridiculous.
Which I think is magnificent. Now, Nikola Jokic is not a very notable defender. That is one thing that you can knock on him. But when you're that prolific of an offensive player and you're providing so much to your team, you're scoring, facilitating, rebounding, and things like that, I just think that it makes up for the fact that you're not a liability on defense, but not incredible on defense. Would you agree with me there?
Yeah, definitely. But this Shea guy, bro, these DEI MVPs, we gave one out last year to Embiid, like we can give one to Embiid. It's fine. He's a good player. I'm sure he deserved one. He dropped 70. Embiid's a really good player, but Shea, you can't just give it to the best player on the best team. That's not how it works.
Yeah,
if you were gonna do that, Jason Tatum should have won last year.
If we're gonna continue to do that, then we're just gonna have to change the name of the
It's not like the Nuggets are the 9 seed. The Nuggets are close to 50 wins as well. They're the 4 seed right
now. An MVP has won on a top 3 seed for the last
I think Russ
15 years, except for Russ and Jokic 1 year.
Jokic was a 6 seed.
Russ was a 6 seed as well. Yeah, every other year the MVP has been a top 3 seed, but I think that most valuable player really means that they contributed. Their presence on the court contributed to the most amount of wins for this team. So, for example, I think that we can bring up an example here. I know we don't see eye to eye on this one, but I think when Steve Nash won his second MVP and Kobe was averaging 35 points per game, I think the reason why Steve Nash won that MVP and why I think he deserved to win an MVP that year is because, he was averaging, 19 and 11 and had, it was the 7-second offense still. I think the reason why...
Kobe averaged 36.
Now let me finish. I think the reason why Steve Nash won this MVP award over a player like Kobe Bryant is because Kobe Bryant's team was 41 and 41. And Steve Nash's team won, I believe it was 67 games. So, therefore, Steve Nash contributed to more wins than Kobe Bryant did. I don't think you can win MVP.
But again, if you
500.
take Steve Nash off that Suns team, they're a 45. They're not a lottery team, but they're a 45 win team.
I don't believe they're a 45 win team.
You think they're worse?
I think that Steve Nash was worth a lot more than 20.
Wasn't Amari Stoudemire on that?
I believe that they're. And how many games is Amari Stoudemire winning for you? I think Amari Stoudemire's impact was not as big as Steve Nash's impact. And
obviously not. Steve Nash is the better player.
I believe the reason why Amari Stoudemire was so impactful was because he had a guy like Steve Nash on his team.
You take Kobe off that Lakers team, they barely scratch 15 wins.
I think that if you take off... Okay, so now you probably think that they would be an 11-win team going 41 and 41.
Something like that.
I believe that. So we said
probably honestly it's the NBA. They probably win 20 games.
So we're looking at. So I believe that Steve Nash. If you take Steve Nash off of that team, then they're below 500.
You think so?
I believe so. Yes. I think
so. What that? But that's like a 25 game drop off.
That's
around 26 game drop off. So they won 67 games that year.
I believe they were 67 and 15 that year.
So it's like
67 and 15.
That's a 26 game drop off.
No, it's more. I said below 500, so it's a 27 game drop off.
Okay.
So I believe that I think that they would be like around 39 and 43, which is below 500, and that's what.
Who averages more win shares, Jokic or Shea?
I'm pretty sure Nikola Jokic does.
He has more win shares.
Yeah.
How about PER?
PER I think is very close actually.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'm in agreement with you that Nikola Jokic deserves MVP. He is going to be finishing probably as a top 4 seed, top 5 seed. I do believe that the Nuggets are the better, or are gonna possibly do better this year than the Thunder. Now, it is a regular season award, so we do not have to look into the playoffs for this. With all that being said, I think we both agree that Nikola Jokic is the real MVP of the league.
The real MVP of the league is Wanda Durant.
I completely.
The real MVP is Wanda Durant.
I completely forgot about that. Now, the NBA's MVP, I believe, should be Nikola Jokic. However, I don't believe that he'll win the award. I believe that.
You don't think he'll win?
No, I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will win the award.
Didn't they do the same thing with Josh Allen though and Lamar? They gave Lamar a few DI MVPs before.
No. I don't believe so. I believe that Lamar Jackson deserved those MVPs, and he also did deserve MVP this season. And then Josh Allen won the MVP because
so
they felt bad for him.
It was like a reverse DEI.
So I believe that the reason why Josh Allen won MVP this year was because so many people were starting these narratives saying that Lamar Jackson is not that good of a passer, Lamar Jackson this, Lamar Jackson that. However, Lamar Jackson's team beat Josh Allen in the regular season, which is where we are voting for the MVP. And also, Lamar Jackson had much better stats than Josh Allen.
But on most betting sites, Lamar Jackson was about a minus 200 favorite
to win MVP
right before the results came out, and Josh Allen won it. So even if the betting odds and statistics and all that are in Shai's favor, I think Jokic has a very real chance to come out.
I also believe that Jokic has a very real chance. I mean, averaging a triple-double for a season is incredible. This is a feat that we've only seen players like Russell Westbrook achieve 4 times.
It's not in a 30-point triple-double.
We've only I don't.
He's at like 29.8, but it's like right about.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the only players to do that are Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic.
Did Oscar average 30?
I don't think he averaged 30, but he did average a triple-double for a season.
Did he?
Yes. 1 season.
Oh, no. Oh, he did it, of course, on the Rochester Royals.
Yeah, and Russell Westbrook did do it 4 years, so I would just like to point that out for you guys so you know. Great player, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of them are prolific players. I mean, very, very strong players.
I mean, Russ is good. First ballot Hall of Fame.
First ballot Hall of Famer, 100%.
MVP.
Made it to
Is he still your favorite player?
He's still my favorite player, yes. For those of you who don't know, Russell Westbrook has been my favorite player since my childhood. Always loved watching him. Great player, great passer, great scorer, decent defender, probably the greatest rebounder.
He was an elite defender.
Probably the greatest rebounding guard in the NBA's history.
Okay, oh, no, for sure.
And he
averaged 30, 11, and 11.
I mean, he averaged 30, 11, 11. Next season, averaged 25, 11, and 10. Next season, averaged 22, 11, 11. The season after that, averaged 28, 7, and 7. The year after that, averaged 22, 11, and 11. I mean, just an incredible prime. Wouldn't you agree with me?
No, Russ had a peak prime. And Harden were scary.
Very scary. Very scary. It's a shame they were never teammates twice and didn't win a championship either of those times.
Yeah, that Thunder team, they should have kept them together.
Oh yeah, if they didn't, but however, I think if they didn't break up that team, then James Harden doesn't develop into the player that he was.
No, I mean for sure, but if the talent's there, the talent's there.
The talent
you
is
could say
there.
the same thing with Shai. If the Clippers didn't trade him, he wouldn't be.
Well, I mean,
slightly better.
I think the reason I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, either team that he was on, it was his own team. He wouldn't have developed into the player that he would be today. Either way, I think.
You think so on the Clippers?
I believe so, yeah. I think that they would have decided to build around him and Danilo Gallinari, who I don't think has passed the ball once in his career.
So that's going to be a false stat. Danilo Gallinari does have 12 career passes.
12?
3 career assists, and I think 400 to 500 career turnovers. So his assist-to-turnover ratio is, I believe, 1 over 100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's about 0.001%.
Yeah, I know. I think that you're right here. I also believe that a player similar to this is Michael Porter Jr., who has more career.
He doesn't have a career pass.
I don't think he has a pass. He also barely has any dribbles.
He has 3 attempted passes, but they were turnovers.
All 3 of them. So he has a 0 to 3 turnover to assist ratio.
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not good. I don't know how he's still in the league.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
He's like a cancer too. He's a cancer that nuggets.
Inefficient shot chucker, would you say?
He's efficient, but he's a shot chucker.
Inefficient, I believe.
Doesn't he have good splits on 40?
I believe he's a very inefficient shot chucker.
I'll check the splits.
Why don't we check? Why don't we check right now to see if he's a really inefficient shot chucker, if he's just a shot chucker.
Check and reload. NBA.
Please show me.
Paul, what team is he?
He's on the Nuggets.
I think he averages like 18 and something on like decent splits. Yeah, I mean these aren't bad splits, bro.
He averages 18, 7, 0 assists, 0.7 steals.
On 50, 40, 76.
Like he's in that 50, 40, 70 club.
He actually no, he's in the 50, 39, 70 club.
Oh well.
Like I wouldn't. He's not an inefficient shot chucker. He just doesn't pass the ball. It's that's the thing, and he's a negative on defense. There are some players that are not a plus defensively. Like Jokic isn't a plus defensively.
But they're not a minus.
Curry's not a plus defensively, but like Michael Porter Jr. at his frame, he's like what? Is he not like 6'10",
6'9", I believe, 6'9" to 6'10", very strong. Very 6'9", I think approximately.
Yeah, he's
215 pounds.
He's 6'10", 218, right? It's like he's just a cone. Like Trae Young, you can argue he's undersized, underweight. That's what makes him a poor defender. Now, but you can't be 6'10", 215.
No. Michael Porter Jr. has no excuse to not be a good defender. No excuse.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. It's inexcusable, as some may say.
It's an effort thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just think that he doesn't want to put in that time and effort. You agree with me? Yeah.
So it's a lot of those players these days. They get that max contract.
It is.
All of a sudden, no, they don't get care.
It is. No, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you. It's pretty ridiculous. And I think that's going to do it for today.
We're going to be wrapping up.
We're going to wrap it up, kind of just like put the fries in the bag.
How about you put the fries in the bag?
Yeah, why don't you put the fries in the bag, buddy?
How about you go rev up those fries, pal?
Yeah, I think the fries are not revved up right now.
So you got to go rev it up?
No, I'm not going to rev them up.
That's your job.
No, it's not. It's not my job. I don't have a job.
Oh, you're unemployed?
I'm unemployed.
Wait, did you just use the J slur again?
I think you used it first.
Did I really?
Yes. It's sad.
Are we gonna...
It's bad.
Are we gonna censor it?
I think we have to.
J slur?
Yeah, so the J slur is gonna have to be censored. We're very sorry for using such foul language, guys. Don't do as we do. Do as we say, not as we do. Do not use the J word in everyday language. It's very bad. But yeah, we're gonna hop off this so we can edit it for you guys, and you guys can have the best viewing experience possible.
Watching this one?
No one's watching here. So we could
literally say anything?
We could literally say whatever we want right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think last episode anyone watched?
No.
You think anyone watches past the first 4 minutes?
No.
No.
So
you think there's no possibility anyone's watching?
No possibility.
So like, why do we still talk then? Why don't we just like watch reels the last 20 minutes? They'll never know.
We could, and no one would know. So you know what we should do? We should say the J slur 5 times each, and if anyone's watching, they're going to report us.
No, but then in like the off event that like one of the reels goes viral and some guy actually watches all the pods, then like we'd low-key be cooked.
We can't be caught saying that word. So we're going to see you guys in the next episode.